Okay, so to explain what I'm testing on, it's been alleged that the Corsair turns better with no pips in engines, making it opposite of how almost every ship in the game works, right? It's supposed to be 4 pips in engines, you have more speed and authority over your thrusters, except for when you're boosting, that's the highest, and it overrides that. But generally speaking, just about every ship in the game, more pips, more gooder, right? The Corsair is showing backwards. But one of the things is that, like, the Crate Mark II also does this, but it's off by like 1 second or so. The Corsair is off by a lot. So I'm going to do some movement testing. I'm going to be doing pitch only. Yaw does show the exact same thing, but this ship takes like a full minute to yaw with 0 pips, or at its slowest, so 4 pips. But yaw does show the same thing. I'll do some yaw testing at the very end just to show that the numbers are the same, 20% faster, 10% faster, the slowest, and so on and so forth. But we're going to test this. The biggest issue and problem I have with this is it looks like drag munitions work backwards on this ship. Meaning if someone applies the drag munition status effect to you, your ship becomes more agile, making this terrible for the balance of the game there, right? Drag munitions is a cornerstone of leave me alone, I'm running away. And if you actually make your opponent more agile by shooting them, well, that's just not good. So we're gonna get some testing. We're gonna be doing FA on, FA off, 3 tests each, 4 pips, 2 pips, 0 pips. We tested last time, and the other pips do not matter, right? The other pips do not affect it. We tested this before. If I put 2 pips in engines and 4 in system, or if I put 2, 2, 2 across the board, the result is the exact same as long as no other variable changes. So I'm gonna be doing my best to change this, or to do this test with no changes in variable. I'm no scientist, nor am I very literate. So if I goof it up, Twitch chat will yell at me, or you can yell at me, and I'll go back and say, hey, if I could read your comment, that would be great. But all right, so first up, we're gonna be testing the stationary FA on rotation rate of the Corsair. All right, so I have a recorder on the screen. I've got my pitch set to a button press, so I won't be using my joysticks, right? So that there's no little bit of yaw or a little bit of roll that gets added in there that can mess it up. I'm going to start and stop recording when I see the white dot in the middle of the screen pass the cockpit of my friend Lance Reeves here. All right. So, first one, 4 pips in engines, 0% speed, FA on. And this is our rotation rate. And I will stop recording the moment it crosses over, even if I don't stop moving, or stop recording, stop timing. Even if I don't stop moving, I'm going to press the timer button first is the main focus here. All right, 20.70, which is right on line with what we were looking at last time. All right, test 2. And at the end, I'll do a test pitching the opposite direction. They should not be any different. The pitch and yaw rate should be equal on both sides, but, for the sake of science, we'll test it out. $20.69. Nice. If I don't make these in the middle, it's going to drive me crazy. All right. And the third test. $20.65. I got faster each time. Or I pushed the button incorrect timely. More likely. That is much more likely the case. All right. Oh, that's not right at all. 20.65 rather. Not 60. How about we put the right numbers in? All right. And now FA off, same thing with 2 pips in the engines. All right. And this ship, because of the Corsairs magic thrusters, basically this ship is always at minimum mass, right? So it's always essentially pinned at maximum authority. No matter if you have cargo racks or whatever. As long as you're below the minimum mass threshold, which is incredibly high on the Corsair, you won't see a difference in anything. All right, 2 pips, Corsair, flight assist on, rotation. That is already feeling faster. Bam. 17.63. And test 2. 2 pips. Stationary. And 17.65. And third test. $17.68. All right, and now for 0 pips and engines. We're gonna bring this decimal place down a little bit here. We'll just round up. I think we can round up to the 100th second. What do y'all think? You think that's gonna be okay? Ooh, I got a little forehead kiss. The back of my backhead kiss. Thank you, Pookie. You taking off? Have a good day at work. She's got a real job. All right, and now the moment of truth. 0 pips in engines. Like I said, we've tested it with 4 pips and 0 and forward weapons, and it did not matter at all. It was the same every time. All right, and 0 pips.
Greetings!
Thank you for the follow. Boom. That one was covered up by the screen there. I'm gonna probably hide that browser source so that it doesn't sound effect can play, but not the pop-up. All right, that one showed 15.68, but I'm going to do that one another time for y'all since you folks on YouTube just got a giant elite saying, "Greetings," popping up in the middle of your face. So, you know, we'll do it again for the sake of showing it all. No biggie. All right, I also turned off the Yippee spam enabler, just so we can ensure that we don't get that big distraction. All right, test it again. 0 pips. Oh, I have a pop-up here. Thank you. Thank you, Live Split. All right, and... go. Oh, it's okay. No, you're absolutely allowed to follow. I didn't think about that for the pop-up on the screen being in the middle of the screen. And that one is 15.64. That was loud. 15.64. Maybe we just turn blurp down. All right, and the second one. And go. This is 0 pips and engines. So this should be a slower rotation here than 4 pips. Boom. 15.71. And last one.
Greetings!
Greetings! Wart, wart, wart. $15.71. And this is all done with human level ability to time things, right? So give me some grace, right? If I push the button at exactly not the right time there, I am only a man. And I'm not very good at pushing the buttons. All right, same things, same testing. FA off.
Flight assist off.
First up, 4 pips in engines. Oh, I put 17.71 in there. I'll fix that on the spreadsheet. Boom. 20.31. I have some pretty severe nerve damage in my right hand. So if you see me typing wrong, grace and all that. We're going to change the music up a little bit here. All right, next one.
Flight assist on.
And go.
Flight assist off.
I like how my frame rate gets worse if I'm facing the carrier. There we go. 20.27. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot, didn't I? Oh, no, I didn't. All right. And the third test. Nuh-uh, not under attack.
Flight assist on.
All right, FA off, 4 pips,
assist
rotation,
off.
and go. Slice this off. Yep, 4 pips, and go. Boom. 20.69. Nice. And now we do 2 pips. After I fix my sheet here.
Flight assist on.
FA off, 2 pips,
Flight
and
assist off.
go. Blam. 17.59.
Flight assist on. Flight assist off.
And the next one. And I don't expect the FA off speed to be very different. You do gain some authority or some greater authority on the ship with your flight assist off, but most of that is coming from your verticals and your lats. You actually gain a boost to verticals and lats while FA is off. And their maximum speeds. So, and the last one. $17.28.
Flight assist on. Flight assist off.
And now with 0 pips. $15.44. I love when the fleet carrier tells you that there's somebody lodged in there good and tight. All right, so there's our squadron song playing. All right, next up. FA off. 0 pips again.
Flight assist on. Flight assist off.
Flight assist off. There it is. 15.58.
Flight assist on.
All right. Turn that one down just a little bit. FA off, 0
Flight
pips.
assist off.
Last test here. We expect it to be just a smidge faster, but not that much. Well, FA off anyway. Not 4 pips. All right, 15.56.
Flight assist on.
All right, so this clearly shows, right, for stationary, right, the ship is more agile with less pips in the engines, which is not supposed to be the case. All right, now I need to target old Kregel Hub over here. That, or I get him moving at exactly my 50% speed, but that seems like a giant pain in the butt. We're just going to use Kriegel Hub and its star point as the next aiming point for this one, okay? So next, we're going to be doing 50% speed. I will be doing this for 50% speed when we do the FA off portion of the ship when it is traveling at those pips, right? Because I could put 4 pips in and get max speed. So if I test that there, it's going to show me not the ship at 50%, but it's maximum 50%, right? So if I set her to 50% throttle, right? 50% is 152 with no pips in engines. But if I put 4 pips in engines, right, it's now 236. So we will be testing this with the ship traveling at 50% of its speed. Now, for the FA on test here is the bad one, because when the ship does a barrel roll, it's obviously going to go into its own vector at one point, meaning that the rear thrusters are going to be pointing the direction of travel, which means I'm going to slow down a lot. Well, no, that's 100% speed. I may slow down a lot and leave 50%, right? I'm going to just keep the throttle set exactly at 50, press W to go up, and press the timer to turn it on and off. That is as uncomplicated as I can make this one, all right? All right, so 4 pips in engines, 50% speed. Now, the weird one was, when I tested this last time, is that this was actually faster with 4 pips in engines. Boom. So 8.7 seconds at 50% speed. We all know that you get a movement boost when you're in the blue zone. 8.79. All right. And again. I love the sound of this ship. Boom. 8.81. And the last one here. $8.75. All right, now we're at 50% speed, 2 pips in engines. There we go. $9.15. And again. I do like math. And 9.14. I'm doing this in the hopes, I know it's like a lot of testing here to find out something that's pretty easy to test once, but I just want to be thorough, you know? Just because I sound like a dumb boy doesn't mean I don't believe in the scientific theories. What I don't believe in is the moon landing. Because for the moon landing to occur, there would have to be a moon. That's obviously a projection in the sky by Big Luna to sell more telescopes. All right, 9.19. All right, now 0 pips in TLDR engines. Same test. It's like minimalism. Minimalism is a scam by Big Small to sell more less. 9.65. Nope. I keep trying to put Z to clear the timer for some reason. All right, and again, flight assist on. We're at 50% speed. So your dad was a projector technician, right then? I kid. 9.69.
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
And last one. So when the ship is FA on and traveling at 50% throttle exactly, right? The ship behaves as expected. The problem is that when you're fighting, you're almost never flying at exactly 50% throttle, flying around like a 747 in the sky, right? And then for drag drives or drag munitions to actually accelerate the ship's rotational speed, you're actually helping someone who might be fighting you in a corsair. So now we have the same thing, but FA off. This one's a little easier for testing, right? I just got to reset the speed every single time.
Flight assist off.
And then 0 my speed. Because FA off, I keep my inertia, and go. Blam. 8.14.
Flight assist on. Flight assist off.
Oh, I goofed.
Flight assist on.
Did reset my timer. All right.
Flight assist off.
I like to do a lot of things in this game. A Twitch chatter asks, what do you like to do in this game in general? I like to fly spaceship and talk while I mess up my recording bit there. 8.69. I did a lot of the Thargoid War. I really enjoy mining. I'm a squadron leader, so I do a lot of BGS management. I do like colonization for the logistics of planning a colony. I like a lot of things. I like doing basically everything. I really like doing EDSY. All right, and last one.
Flight assist off.
Leader. Yeah, I'm the figurehead of a squadron that gets bullied. I'm just a victim with 100 bullies in this squad. Every day that I come here, I am shot at. All right, and 2 pips in there. So we're gonna slow down to what 50% is at 2 pips, right? And now we do the same thing.
Flight assist off.
Blam. 8.96.
Flight assist on. assist off.
Bam. $8.98. This is actually making it apparent there's a slight lag between your game on stream and everything else. Oh. The timer doesn't match the game, but it's all relative, so it's fine. Ooh, should I uncover the in-game clock? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's relative, so it shouldn't really matter. On the recording, it'll probably be about instantaneous. All right. And go. Blam. 9.09.
Flight assist on.
All right, and now time for 0 pips. Now we're 50% at what 0 pips would be.
Flight assist off.
0 pips, 3 tests. Gotcha. That makes sense, Gilly. 9.42.
Flight assist on.
If I was real handy with this, I'd have somebody helping me out by editing the sheet so that I didn't have to unfocus the game every time. That would be the efficient way to do this, where it didn't take 45 minutes to get to the freaking point of what I'm trying to say.
Flight assist off.
$11.05. Oh, that was really bad. Well, that was way off. That was way different. Did I do that first test correctly? Oh, nope. Hold on a minute. That one doesn't count because when I went flight assist on, I wasn't facing the right way.
Flight assist off.
So we're not at 50% throttle for that one. So we'll redo that one. This is why we do a groups of testing here. 50%, 0 pips, and
Flight assist off.
now we do it. That's called Live Split, Brosmar. It is a speedrunning tool. Normally you would have manual or unmanual stuff. You can write it up. When I did my AX speed runs, I actually used a version of Live Split made for Elite, and it's super cool because it automatically tracks when the hearts are destroyed and what sequence you're on and things like that. So I could literally see I was faster at this heart but slower at this heart than my average. It was really cool. And last test, 50% no
Flight
pips.
assist off.
Bam. 9.22.
Flight assist on.
All right, so here's the harder one, right? So, or the one that gets a little weird flight assist on, right? If I'm gonna go to 100% throttle, but during the rotation, right, I'm obviously gonna enter my own throttles or my own direction of travel's vector backwards. Then my engines being on and flight assist on are going to kick me backwards or try to kick me backwards and put me in the blue zone. So you will see an acceleration occur while at 100% throttle. The biggest one here is going to be the flight assist off test, where you don't actually have thrust going at the same time. But I wanted to do it both ways for the sake of doing it both ways all times. All right, this is 4 pips in engines, 100% throttle. So I'm going, I enter my own vector. I'm in the blue zone. I speed up, and then I start going again, and blam. So 12.75 seconds. This is going to be a lot more apparent how bad this is when I'm flight assist off here in a second. All right, and again. But you can already see how sluggish it is compared to normal flight here, but 100% is supposed to be about like 0%. There's the blue zone, and we enter the tail. Blam. 12.77. Thank you, Gilly. I appreciate that. Since you're a real scientist, that means now I'm a real scientist since you complimented me doing something science-y. So therefore, science. And the last one. The only difference between science and fucking around is writing it down. That's a good wisdom. 12.81. Now, what you're gonna see is these next tests are gonna be faster, right? I'm gonna rotate around faster. And that's where the problem lies, is this ship at 100 and 0 is faster with lower pips, which mean when drag drives or drag munitions gets applied to you, you will actually accelerate your rotational authority. All right, this is 2 pips, 100% speed. Flight assist on. You can already tell it's faster. It's already there. There's the blue. Blam, 11.84. It ain't much faster here, but about a second. And again. I love the sounds this ship makes. Blam. Oh, you're right. Oh, wait, did I already do all these? Hold on a minute. Oh, did I already do all 4 of my my stuff there? Oh. Oh, I see. 11.84, 11.82. Oh no, you just confused me. Nope, still FA on. All right, and the last one, 2 pips FA on. I have been bamboozled. Hey, Purple Baron, welcome in. Blam, 11.83. All right, and now the 0 pips and engines, FA on, 100% speed. And speed is stabilized down to what? 304. All right, and go. Well, it's faster because there's less pips and engines, which is a problem in and of itself here, right? So 11.64. And now these are all very similar times FA on, which leads me to believe that this testing was done behind the scenes, completely FA on. FDev, hit me up. I'll be your FA off test pilot. Giant difference between FA off and FA on. All right. Now, 0 pips and engines. Rotation speed number 2. Blam, 11.70. I know what you're thinking. It's a little bit faster. What's the big deal? It doesn't matter. Wait till we do the FA off. Something, something, subscribe, something, something, like the video, something, something, YouTube, something, something. Blam. All right, 11.66. All right. It looks like that. Wait till we do the moving test here. All right. Now this is FA off at 100% speed for 4 pips in engines. Right? So 4 pips engines, FA off, full rotation. Blam, 19.51. Because when the ship was FA on earlier, right? When the ship was FA on, right? When it goes backwards for a full rotation, right? The ship is still thrusting into its now rear vector, which means it will thrust into it. You hit the blue zone and accelerate. FA off, you're in it's actual space flight, right? So now when FA off, when I hit this, it just rotates and it doesn't have any extra help from the engines firing backwards.
Flight assist
All right,
off.
FA off, full rotation, test 2. The biggest problem with this is what happens at 0 pips and what happens when you get hit with drag drives. Because every other ship in the game, just about, minus the crate, which was slightly like this, but a little different. It leads me to believe they might have just reskinned a crate to make the Corsair. Because the crate has a little bit of the same flight characteristics, but not nearly as bad. Right? Not nearly as bad.
Flight assist off.
And the last one. Yes, drag munitions would literally make someone attacking you in a Corsair attack you or be able to maneuver faster around you. You're helping them by putting drag on them in a Corsair. $19.89.
Flight assist on.
All right, now it is 2 pips, 100% speed, FA off.
Flight assist
All right,
off.
and everything's set. Yep, and go. Blam. 15.56.
Flight assist on. Flight assist off. Flight assist on. Flight assist off.
And go. Blam. 15.34.
Flight assist on. Flight assist off.
There we go. Blam. 15.36.
Flight assist on.
All right, here's the one that matters the most, right? 0 pips, 100% speed, FA off.
Flight assist off.
Blam. 12.77.
Flight assist on.
It is 6 full seconds faster to be in 0 pips, rotating FA off at 100% speed. Oh, that's not right.
Flight assist off.
$12.51.
Flight assist on.
And I'll do one at the end, right? I want to see what the difference is in the average here in a second of moving at the ship's full speed and being 0 pips, right? If there's a big difference between those two.
Off.
All right, and go. Blam, 12.77. Now, I do have a theory that this is because at 0% speed with the pips out of engines, that the blue zone is not moving down far enough, right? Because it moves according to how many pips you have, right? If I put more pips in engines, you see how it moves up? I think it's not moving down far enough, and it puts you closer. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to test it. We'll do a round of 3 here, right? Just to look at the math on it. Where I am at 100% of the ship speed, right? So I am locked in at whatever that number says. I think it's 464, right? But now when I take the pips out of the engines, the ship's not going to slow down because I'm flight assist off, right? I'm going to drift this way forever. So let's see if there's a big difference between this time flight assist off and the other time at 0 pips max speed, right? Your ship speed does affect how much agility you do have. All right, so 13.13. So it looks like, I mean, I would put that within the basically the same, less than a second, right? It's 473 is the speed there. I guess I could just let go, right? And then hit the timer every time it goes past. But that really wouldn't be in the idea of resetting the test every time. And 13.24. So it's really not faster, in my opinion. Fast enough to really be a difference if you're at max speed or not, right? And go. Yeah, this is the bleeding edge of science here. This is what people wake up at night in cold sweats trying to figure out on the math tables. 13.24. So, yeah, it's up from 12.68 to 13.20. So now we need to go back to my friend Antimatter Gaming over here, who is 400 kilometers that way. All right, let me do a little quick super cruise jump back to him. Man, I had, when I did the Braintree video, I was basically getting, basically upside down and don't be moving. All right.
Welcome, Commander. Please request docking permission before approaching a landing pad.
Hello, Lance Reeves. With FA on, would it be the same as 0 pip engine 100? What do you mean? At maximum speed, there's no way for me to test that flight assist on, because when you take the pips out of the engine, right, the maximum speed drops, and flight assist on, the ship is always trying to correct to basically stop the ship. And your throttle is what's, you basically set, my stopping point is in a straight line and throttle set to X. Flight assist off is always going to slow you down. Like, I can't go like I did where I travel at 1 speed, take the pips out of engines, and do stuff. It's not possible. So now we're gonna skip past some of these middle ones here, right? And we're going to work our way backwards up, right? We're going to start with 0 pips and engines at 100% speed with Commander Lance Reeves hitting me with drag munitions as much as he can. Right? Well, not as much as he can. Your goal is to try to keep the status effect on me constantly. So kind of spam me with him. And we will test it out. Thank you, Erbos. I should be okay since I got a prismatic on here and he's shooting missiles. So, all right, I'm gonna head towards Kriegel Hub. I guess we probably need to do one of these that is FA on and FA off. All right, starting at the bottom of the stick here, we're going to be going 0 pips and engines, 100% speed, FA on. Hey, what's up, Jixt? You doing the same science I did for EDOMH? Nice. Did you do this to determine the, did you figure this one out then too, that the Corsairs pips are backwards? Also, let it be known. Let it be known. Commander Jixt, everybody. The maker of everyone's favorite command. That's the guy. If you look at the link, his name's in it. That's the one. Our beloved material helpers, God Emperor, Commander Jixt, everybody. So, the biggest thing with this Jixt is drag drives. Do they make me faster? All right, you ready, Lance? Hit me with your best drag. Drag munitions. Drag munitions. Drag munitions. All right. I am locked at minimum levels. Blam, 11.66. One second here. I gotta make this a little bigger so I can see everything. There we go. So he needs to basically hit me the whole time. There's no real way for me to have a permanent experimental effect on me because of the way that timing works between them. But with how big of a difference it is, especially FA off, for how fast this thing turns at 0 pips, we should see a really big difference when he hits me with those with the FA off. All right. 0 pips. Do it again. $11.71. And again. All right, and here we go. Blam. 11.70. Now, 2 pips. Blam. All right, 11.72. Would you look at that? It's about the exact same. Yep, which is the problem, as he just made me about 3 seconds faster in rotation. I think he's probably resynthesizing ammo real quick. Blam. 11.68.
Greetings!
Greetings! Wart, wart, wart. All right, and again. I'm working on making some more guides on YouTube. That's what we're recording right now. I stream Twitch for my full-time gig, so YouTube has been kind of like the side project that I'm just now picking up more of. 11.77. All right, here's the real kick in the head is if the flight assist off one's going to be the fun one. And 4 pips. Am I outrunning them? There they are. He is dumping some ammo into me there. Blam. All right, 11.80. Look at that. The exact same speed. $11.75. Blam! All right, 11.92. All right, now we're gonna skip the 50% speed, and we're gonna be going for the FA off test now. So we're gonna start at the top for this one. So, yep, 4 pips and engines, 100% speed, FA off.
Flight assist off.
We wait for the first impact. Blam. 12.74. And there we go. We'll test that too, yes again. Yes again asked, does this affect the ship's acceleration or deceleration? I think the answer is going to be no. That it'll accelerate faster under 4 pips, but turn slower under 4 pips, which is the problem. So one of the things is drag munitions makes the ship act like it has 0 pips and engines, which is why it's great for making someone leave you alone, right? You can make someone less agile. You can make them less maneuverable. You can make them take longer to turn around, which gives you a better chance at running away, right? Pulling this up on the big screen here, right? And looking at the results here, I'm not really going to go through the full sequence, right? We've got the picture. And this is going to be at the front of the YouTube video so that people don't have to watch an hour and 3 minutes to get to the freaking point. After this, I'm going to chop this, and this is going to be at the beginning of the video, and past Rain Man is gonna sit here and say test 1, test 2, test 3 for about an hour and 10 minutes-ish, right? So if you want to see all the testing done and criticize my ability to science method, right? This is the end result of all the testing, right? So the Corsair with 4 pips and engines turns slower than with 0 pips and engines if you're not in the blue zone, right? So for stationary, 4 pips and engines, it takes 20 seconds. 2 pips, 17. 0 pips, 15. Flight assist on. Moving at 50% speed, it's 8, 9, and 9 and some change seconds to do a full rotation at 4, 2, and 0 pips respectively, right? And then moving at 100% speed, that's 100% of the ship's speed, maximum FA on, right? I don't have a way to cheese that, right? So FA on and FA off, it's the 100% speed of those pip settings, right? So 12, 11, and 11, which doesn't sound that bad, right? Oh no, it is 0.5, 0.6 seconds faster in rotation. But if we move over here to the FA off block, right? 20, 17, and 15, very similar, right? We got very similar results. 8, 9, and 9, right? Very similar results. But if we go down here to the 100% ship speed, which is where you are, that's the speed that you are traveling most of the time, right? I don't fly around at 50% throttle like I'm flying a dang Cessna and trying to crop dust, right? Most combat pilots, especially PvP, are going to be flying FA off at maximum speed constantly, right? So FA off, traveling at 100% speed, it takes 19 seconds to do a full pitch rotation. 2 pips to engines, it takes 15 seconds. 0 pips to engines, it takes 12.68 seconds. The issue is, with drag munitions on a weapon, drag munitions makes the ship think it has 0 pips in engines. Therefore, if someone is attacking you in a Corsair and you apply drag drives to them, drag munitions to them, right? You will make your opponent turn faster. Your enemy will be faster and more more agile because you shot them, instead of the normal less agile, which is a kind of a big deal in my opinion, right? If I shoot somebody with drag munitions, I expect them to slow down and stop being able to turn as well. Turns out we've been making Corsairs stronger. If they're in 4 pips and engines and get hit with munitions, you've made them fly at maximum agility, right? Because FA off, 100% speed, you end up with 11.69. With 100% speed, you end up with 13.15. Or 12.77 versus 13.15, right? You've literally made them fly just about at their maximum agility level. You improve their maneuverability, but you should be decreasing their speed, which is problematic for the sense that FA off, it doesn't matter how fast you're going, right? So if I show you this, right? Oh, I'm spinning. If I boost and I'm flying FA off at 4 pips and engines at 100% speed, right? My ship, even FA off, is going to decelerate, right, into my vector until I hit my ship's max speed, which is 473 meters per second. If I take those pips out of engines, I'm still going 473 meters per second. Right? My speed of the ship doesn't change because FA off, you are limited by your ship is always going to return to the max theoretical speed of the ship, regardless of pip configuration. But if I turn the flight assist on, it immediately starts decelerating. To match whatever the ship's max theoretical speed is at this current pip configuration, right? But if I go FA off and then I throttle forward, nothing happens. FA off, 4 pips to engines, throttle forward, and then take the pips back out of engines, you know, I'm going my ship's max speed. Well, almost was, if I would have held it down a little longer. 473. And I maintain that, right? So if I sit here and I'm trying to fight him, right, which I'll do some quick before we cut to the part of the video where it's me doing science for 20 minutes here. Do I have any weapons on here? I don't think I have any guns on here. I'm gonna mock fight that ship behind me, which has drag munitions, and we should see my agility changing throughout the fight, right? So I'll be boosting, and I'm gonna say pew pew instead of actually shooting him, right? But he's gonna be hitting me with drags the whole time, and then Lance, if you'll do me a favor, let the volleys, like, give it a second between, like, each volley. I guess your reload speed will do that, right? All right. So if I'm going at him, right? Pew pew pew. Now I'm fighting this guy. And I got 0 pips and engines, right? This is my agility level. I can't boost again because I'm 0 pips and engines, but this is my agility level, right? I put my 4 pips in and I go. I am under the... Currently, if you look at underneath my ship on the bottom right, you'll see the drag effect on me. Oh, yeah, I felt that. The moment they hit me, I felt my agility get better, right? The boost ended, and I went into a stall, right? So I'm going to stall right about there. I'm stalled. I can't really move. I can't really chase you, and I'm more agile because the munitions hit me. Beautiful. It literally works. I'm in the blue zone, so I've got my agility back. He puts me at 0. But if I'm in a boost stall, right, which is the best time to drag munition somebody, when they're stalling out from a boost, right? he's literally gonna make me, yeah, I'm stalled right there. I can't hardly aim the ship at all, and drag munitions. Now I'm able to aim better. Oh yeah. With good pip management, you're able to mitigate the boost frequency issues. The issue is that you need 4 pips in your engines to be able to boost as often as you need, but 4 pips in engines makes you less agile. You need the pips for boost, but having the pips makes you turn slower in every way, right? This is one of the only ships in the game like that. We tested this with an FDL. I may post a video of the FDL testing if y'all really want to see all of that, but it does not do that, right? The FDL is the opposite, as it should be. With more power in engines, the ship has more power to manipulate its auxiliary thrusters, right?
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, that ain't what I need. If you look right here, right? When you do movements in the ship, right? You have these little auxiliary thrusters that fire all over the place, and those are what's actually moving you. With 4 pips and engines, you should do more of that. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, so the Corsairs engines are on backwards, is the best way I can describe it. Someone goofed some math somewhere, and the pip management somewhere, where this one gained a debuff from being at max power, and it shouldn't be that way. Anyway, here's an hour and some change of me spinning a ship and pressing a button and complaining about how bad I am at science. Do the thing.